All eyes in the art world are on Italy this summer and the vast cultural exhibition known as the Venice Biennale. Seth Doane introduces us to an American artist whose work is on display and breaking new ground.
Amid the spectacle that's Venice, this still stood out, a jingle dress dance heralding a new exhibition.
I'm not going to do this again. This is my one chance to do this.
Jeffrey Gibson is the first Indigenous artist to be chosen to represent the United States with a solo exhibition at the Biennale in Italy. Dubbed the Olympics of the art world, more than 330 artists from about 80 countries have been selected, many displaying work in specially built national pavilions. It's a contemporary art exhibition which often reflects current events. Ukraine showed civilians videos of Russia's invasion, and Israel's team notes they'll only open when a ceasefire and hostage release agreement is reached.
They command respect, and I wanted you to walk in and have to immediately look up.
Jeffrey Gibson is making his own cultural commentary.
I don't make work to please people, but I do make work to communicate with people.
Here, pulling from text from a 1902 letter of reprimand to a superintendent about Indigenous students growing out their hair, for some a sign of identity and strength.
The returned male student far too frequently goes back to the reservation and falls into the old custom of letting his hair grow long. It's not that I don't know that these parts of history exist. I'm always shocked how comfortable people are just kind of stating it.
We first met the artist at his studio in December. He and his team work from a converted schoolhouse in upstate New York.
What are you bringing to the pavilion?
I want them to see survival. I want them to see innovation. I want them to see empowered people, because so often, at least in my lifetime, we've been represented through our trauma. I want to present us as being very present and aware and really powerful.
He works with a variety of materials, including beads.
The thing about beads is I get to work with color, I get to work with pattern. These are two things that I love. People can look at beads and they immediately know this is coming from a different history than a Rembrandt painting.
Gibson grew up in the U.S., Korea, and Germany. He's a member of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians and is of Cherokee descent. In 2010, he started using punching bags as a canvas.
It is about a relationship of wanting to fight back. It is cathartic. It's a reclamation of power. It's a reclamation of cultural identity.
Some of his work is done on an imposing scale.
There is a weight and a responsibility of identifying as Indigenous or Native. You carry with you a lot.
And you wanted to signify that with just the weight of the fringe?
Yes, but for me, it's looking back and realizing, why did I impulsively want to make the fringe so heavy? And then I search for the words and I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense.
What do you say to somebody who walks in and sees this and says, I don't get it?
If I'm feeling good, I might say, well, tell me what it is you do see. And it's usually not that far off. It's okay for people not to get it. My job isn't to make sure everybody gets it.
The Biennale is something that you and Jeffrey have been talking about for a long time.
Yes.
Kathleen Ash Milby of the Portland Art Museum teamed up to submit a proposal to the State Department, which selects the artists who will represent the U.S.
Why is the Biennale so important to an artist, to the art world?
It is truly a global stage. An artist like Jeffrey is having a lot of success in the United States, but people outside the United States don't really have an idea who he is. And here, people just come from all over to see what's important.
Does this change an artist?
It can, definitely.
Ash Milby, a member of the Navajo Nation, is the first Native American curator and commissioner for the U.S. Pavilion.
There are a lot of firsts here.
Absolutely. It's long overdue for a Native American artist to be representing the United States in this place.
One of the questions that's followed me during my career has been, why do you identify as a Native or Indigenous artist? Don't you find that to be pigeonholing?
What's the answer?
Personally, I feel like I have moved beyond titles. My answer has always been that if I didn't claim to be Indigenous, if I didn't put that forward, there wouldn't be representation. I feel like it's important that we're represented.
He's called this exhibition The Space in Which to Place Me. It runs through November in this former maritime republic of Venice, which has been enriched over the centuries by its mix of cultures, making it a fitting stage for Jeffrey Gibson.